Hey folks, welcome to this Xbox Life episode 525 titled Road to E3 2019. I'm Rob, your host for tonight, and this is a show about the Xbox, gaming, and whatever else we want to talk about, but mostly gaming and mostly Xbox, but we'll see. We'll see how tonight goes. So, again, my name is Rob. I'm your host, and I'm also known as Presar on Xbox Live. And a couple quick things here before we get on with the show. Make sure to follow us on Twitch, Mixer, and YouTube Sunday nights, approximately 10 p.m. Central, 11 p.m. Eastern. And this show is not affiliated with Microsoft or the Xbox in any way. It's a show being done by fans for fans of the Xbox. The views and opinions expressed on the show do not necessarily reflect those of Microsoft. So this is going to be a fairly short show. Just got a couple of news things. Not a whole lot going on. We did have a couple pieces of news items, and I'll talk about a couple of them, but not a whole lot going on. Also, with episode 524, which is the one right before this one, that one was delayed quite a bit because there was some foul language in an advertisement that took me a little while to figure out how to scrub that out of YouTube. And so that stream should be coming up probably just prior to this one here. And then everything else for 524 will be out. And then again, 525 just shortly thereafter. But if you're listening to this, you probably already heard 524. But we shall see. Yeah, that was pretty messed up. It was just... I had a browser with a news story that I was going to talk about. And then all of a sudden in Chrome, it just started screaming obscenities. And it was really surprising. I'm shocked that companies will allow that to be an advertisement. But anyway, so a couple quick things here. If you'd like to support the show, you can do that through a couple of different ways. One of them is Patreon. You can find that at thisxboxlife.com/Patreon. So, it's not required. It's definitely appreciated. As little as $1 a month towards the show helps defray some of the costs for the show. And if you get anything out of the show, that's a great way to show your support. Also, you can leave us a tip at thisxboxlife.com/donate. And again, also make sure to follow, like, subscribe, all that good stuff on Twitch, Mixer, and YouTube. So probably the biggest thing that I want to talk about tonight is with the title of the show, Road to E3. E3 is coming up here in a couple of weeks, really, because this is the tail end of April right now. So we've got about 6 weeks or so for E3. So some of the leaks and news and everything about E3 is starting to surface up now that we're getting close, right? Now that we're getting close to the E3 D-Day or E-Day, whatever you want to call it. So there's a pretty cool little article that I found that kind of summarized some of the things. It was a preview about what was going on from all the different publishers and all of that. So I'm going to go through some of this stuff here, because I just thought some of it was kind of interesting. And if you haven't followed any of the E3 news yet, it might give you a little bit of a hint as to what to pay attention to in the next couple of weeks and what to look forward to on the E3 show. So first off, it is Electronic Arts. So EA, definitely in some circles, it's a household name because they've been around forever, have so many games. And they're going to have their EA Play event. So this is the 4th year of this. But it looks like that they're skipping a news conference in favor of a series of live streams that are going to be starting on June 7th. So these are going to be starting prior to E3. And we'll see how that works out here. So the expectations are we're going to see more about Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, as well as, the typical sports games, FIFA and Madden. And then we'll see if they have any news about Apex Legends. Because, that was the talk of the town a couple months ago. All right. And then Xbox. We got a little bit of information on what's going to be happening with Microsoft and Xbox. Inside Xbox just released this past week. Was it on Tuesday, I believe? And, some of the stuff that we can definitely expect to hear more on at E3 is Project X Cloud. I'm sure there's going to be new console information. And I'm not necessarily saying next generation console, but there's going to be a whole bunch of information about the new Xbox One S that does not have a media drive within it, or rather a disk drive within it. Hard drive it has, but not the disk drive. So let's see. Also, we can probably expect to hear more about Windows 10 gaming because, they're really looking to blend, right? The Xbox experience with Windows 10 is supposedly they're both console and Windows PCs. They're both running some flavors of Windows 10. The PCs, of course, are running Windows 10, and then Xbox has some kind of flavor of Windows 10. And, we'll see what they say about that. I'm sure they're going to talk more about the new combo of Game Pass and Live, and we'll talk about that in a couple seconds as well, a little more in depth. And then also new games, including Halo Infinite, Gears of War 5, and Battletoads. And then also, I'm sure they're going to have the old game studios, right? The Microsoft Game Studios, which is what now Xbox Game Studios, I believe. So Ninja Theory, Obsidian, and all those other folks, they really didn't have a lot to announce prior, but supposedly they're going to be showing us what they've been up to. On the Bethesda front, I happen to be a huge fan of a bunch of the Bethesda games. And for those, we're probably going to hear more about Wolfenstein Youngblood. I'm looking forward to hearing about that one. I love the Wolfenstein franchise. Doom Eternal is another one. Was a huge fan of Doom in the day and lukewarm on the new ones, but we can probably expect more of the same. You just run and gun, shooting demons in a funky universe, I guess. And also probably hear more about Elder Scrolls Online. And I'm sure also the Fallout series as well. Then Ubisoft, supposedly there is no new Assassin's Creed game coming this year. So after having a consistent release schedule of Assassin's Creed games, it looks like we get a little bit of a break. Then, let's see, might hear more about the Division 2 that just came out a little while ago, Rainbow Six Siege. This is all multiplayer stuff here. And then I won't really go into Nintendo and Sony. Sony supposedly another no-show for E3 over there. But the basic schedule is going to be EA Play on June 7th through June 8th. Time is currently to be determined. The Xbox Microsoft show is going to be on June 9th. Let me see, that's a Sunday, I believe, isn't it? June 9th. And yes, Sunday, June 9th. So June 9th at 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern. Bethesda is also going to be on June 9th. Ubisoft on June 10th. So that is all we know right now at this time. And, a couple things to look forward to. Ubisoft, Bethesda, and Microsoft, and of course EA as well. Those are some of the bigger studios there. All right, so that's about it for that. Then there's there was an announcement that there is going to be improved game sorting coming to the Xbox in new updates. And let's see if there was a release time or anything on this. No, it doesn't look like there was, but it's coming to skip ahead and alpha Xbox Insiders First, as usual. And so what this sorting is going to be is that it's going to change how things get sorted alphabetically. So currently, the whole name is sorted. So you get a lot of things that start with a T, like the. The games that starts with A, like A or an, they all get lumped together. So with this new update, what they're going to do is they're going to skip that the. They're going to skip A or whatever the leading character is, and then they're just going to go with the actual name. So an example that they gave was, for example, The Witcher. So it's no longer going to be in the T section because of the for The Witcher. It's going to be in the W's, which makes sense, but it's probably going to trip you up if you've been used to going to the T for the last 5-6 years. But it's cool that they finally got this in place. It's a long time coming. You would have figured that this would have been a lot easier to do. Should have come out a lot sooner, because a lot of software seems to be able to do this natively from the get-go, but hey, they didn't do that. But hey, it's coming, and look for it probably within the next couple weeks. And if you're not an insider program, next couple months. All right, then Halo is coming soon to well, not super soon, but it's coming soon. This is Halo Reach in beta format. It's coming soon to Xbox One and PC. And apparently it's not going to be able or available to everybody, but certain people. And how do you get access to that? You might be wondering. Well, if you're an Xbox user, all you have to do is become a Halo Insider, and that's it. That easy. And then you'll get access to the private beta. On the PC front, you do have to go through a bunch more hoops. You have to provide some information. If you're looking to play it on the PC side, you might want to do a search on the Googs to see exactly how that's done, but you don't get it as easy as Xbox folks. So again, if you want to be part of this beta, make sure to register as a Halo Insider to get access to this. So go get it. All right. And then a couple weeks ago, we talked about some merchandise that's coming down the pipe for Xbox. So if you want to get some official Xbox gear, there was availability for some things. You know, we talked about a onesie and a couple other things. Now we have word that Numbskull, they have a online store. They do a whole bunch of like game related merchandise. Well, they have official Xbox merchandise within their store. It's not a whole lot of merchandise, but you definitely might want to check out some of it, because some of it's actually pretty darn nice. Like I was going through their catalog. They have some really cool Xbox One controller button coasters. I actually like these a lot. Where, you know, they're typical drink coasters, you know, circle, whatever, but they have, you know, A, B, X, Y in the appropriate colors and, you know, the appropriate font. So it's these black coasters, you know, the colored button, just like on our controllers, and they're pretty cool. So it's a 4-pack. Definitely interested in that one. And then I saw that they have a really cool coffee mug. So this one it's a black coffee mug, and on one side of it, it has, I believe it's a metal Xbox logo. And the thing is, looks like it's maybe like 2-3 inches tall, the Xbox logo, and it's color changing. So it turns white when you put a hot liquid in there. So just like how when you have your Xbox on, that Xbox logo on the front of the Xbox lights up, in the white color. Maybe some of those custom Xboxes are a little bit different color, but this can kind of match that. So it's very cool. So again, that's numskull.com, numskull.com if you want to get some of this stuff. They've got some docking stations. There's a hat, keychains, socks. Again, not a whole lot of stuff, but they do have some pretty interesting things. And then they also have some game related things. So like if you want to get like an Anthem t-shirt, keychain, Anthem steel mugs. They have all sorts of brands, Atari, Tekken, Tomb Raider, Pac-Man, Marvel. So HyperX even, if you're on the PC front, Ready Player One. Looks like they even sell some kind of arcade machines as well. So it's some pretty cool stuff if you like swag and you want to represent with your favorite game or your favorite system. So again, that's numskull.com. Now, a couple seconds ago, I talked briefly about Game Pass, and I think we talked about this on the last episode as well, right? So they confirmed in Xbox Insider this past week that Game Pass Ultimate is a thing. It's coming. It's going to be $15 a month, and it's going to be a combo of Xbox Live and Game Pass. So $15 a month. I think that's basically on par for full retail for everything, or for the two plans if you were to get them full price, right? Because Xbox Live here in the US at least is $60 a month. Game Pass is $10 a month. So $60 I say 60 a month, I meant a year. So 60 a year broken out into months is $5 a month. And then the Game Pass is $10 a month, so that's 15, right? Yeah, I think that works for me. So it's $15 a month, and while it is convenient, I think to have that, I don't know, it's not luring me in. I do like the idea of paying for everything all in one lump. You don't have to worry about, like, oh, Live is gonna expire this month, I need to renew it, and then 2 months later you're doing the same thing with Game Pass, where it's like, hey, Game Pass is gonna expire, I need to renew that. So here they're going to be co-termed, which is convenient, but I typically get all my stuff at a discount through the various like Newegg and some of those stores that sell discounts for Live. We got a couple of deals over the holidays last year where they had Game Pass for like $70. That's for a whole year. And I think I got one even, it was $30 for a whole year. So here you don't get that benefit, right? You don't get the benefit of a discount, but it's nice to have it all tied together and it's easy. So I'd be curious to see what you folks think if you find that appealing or not. But yeah, so Game Pass Ultimate, $14.99. And then last bit of news here that I want to talk about, and this is kind of sad, but at the same time, like, does it really matter or so? But they announced on Thursday, that's the April 18th, that Burnout Paradise servers are going to be shutting down in August. So Burnout Paradise, I know a lot of people in the community are just huge fans of it. They love the game, or loved the game, because it was fantastic in its time. But the servers are going to be shut down. They've been on for a very long time, so it's great that they've supported it. But Criterion has basically said that the online servers for Paradise are going to be shutting down after 11 and a half years of service. Wow, it's been that long. But they say you'll still be able to tear through the streets of Paradise City in Burnout Paradise Remastered. So it looks like it doesn't affect remastered. And then released in February 2008, Burnout Paradise. It was an amazing, fun racing game, if you want to call it that. It wasn't a serious racing game. It was just, crazy, intense racing, going on the wrong side of the street, near misses, all that good stuff. But they're going to be shutting down August 1st, 2019. You won't be able to play the original game anymore. Offline play is still going to be available. And they said in a tweet, Burnout Paradise fans, after 11 and a half years of service, the servers for the original 2008 game will be closing. This affects the 360, PS3, and PC versions. Offline play will still be available, of course. And Burnout Paradise Remastered servers are unaffected. So that's cool that the new servers are separate and you can still continue. But wow, it's hard to believe that game is that old. But at the same time, it shows us that in the age of digital, where you have multiplayer through services and stuff like that, those games go away. They do go away. So all you people that are shelling out all those V-Bucks and Apex Legends coins or whatever it is, just know one day that's going away. And it's all going to be gone. Whoa. All right, so that's about it for the round table this particular week here. A couple quick things. If you want to leave us a voicemail, you can go to thisxboxlife.com, click on the send voicemail widget on the left-hand side of the screen. Leave a voicemail up to 90 seconds in length. If you need to talk longer, leave more messages, or send a recording. MP3 is preferred to contact at thisxboxlife. Also, you can find us on Twitter and on Facebook. The Facebook group is a closed group, which means you have to ask for permission. And as part of that request, answer the 2 questions. They're easy questions. It tells you right there to do the questions. Do them if you want in. It's amazing how many people do not answer the questions or even try. But it's a closed group, which basically means that the spammers stay out, because those are a thing. We had huge problems with them before we closed the group. And then also any posts within there stay within the group, so it's not shared on your timeline like everything else is. And then on to this week's retail releases.
Okay, Rob, what you got for us today? What you got? What you got for us to play? Give us a list of games that we can buy and play. Okay, Rob.
So for the week of April 23rd through the 26th, looks to be a very short week, but we do have one big title coming out on the 23rd. That's Tuesday, just had to check. So on Tuesday, April 23rd, we have Mortal Kombat 11, Xbox One X Enhanced. I know Mortal Kombat is a franchise that is adored by many, many people. So you can get your spine-crushing, limb-ripping, whatever fun on starting on the 23rd. Then we have Zeroptian Invasion. I don't know what to make of this game. Looks like Space Invaders. Yeah. And then Ultimate Fate on the 24th, and Ugly Dolls, An Imperfect Adventure. I guess that movie's coming out soon here. I don't know if it came out already, but I don't know if it's tie-in or just a game in that universe. But that's really about it. Only those 4 titles. Mortal Kombat 11, Zeroptian Invasion, Unknown Fate, and Ugly Dolls, An Imperfect Adventure. Games with Gold just recently made a switcheroo this week, and Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2 made the exit. That's Xbox One. We still have Technomancer, April 1st through April 30th, And then brand new is Outcast Second Contact. So that came in to Games with Gold on the 16th, and that'll go through mid-May. For Xbox 360, we have the amazing Tom Clancy's GRAW 2. That's Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter 2. Fantastic game. I don't know if it was... Actually, I'm curious now to see if it's stood the test of time, because it was amazing back in the day. So I'm curious. I have to give it a shot, see how it compares, see if it's still as good as we all remember it. And so that is this week's retail releases. And then if you make any purchases on Amazon, make sure to use our affiliate link. You can find that at the top of the Facebook group, or go to thisxboxlife.com/Amazon. And there, just click on the Amazon store of your choosing, US or UK. Once you get in there, you can search for anything. You don't have to get a video game related thing. So if you get cooking utensils, lawn equipment, car parts, whatever, it all works. We get a little teeny tiny finder's fee for sending you over to Amazon. Does not cost you anything extra. So please use that affiliate link each and every time you make your purchases on there. It's a great way to support the show. And if you're an iTunes user, find the show within iTunes, give us a 5-star review. That helps boost us in the rankings over there. And follow us on Mixer, Twitch, and YouTube. And also, if you're a Twitch Prime user, you get a free subscription each month, and you can subscribe to this Xbox Life on there. So that's another great way to support the show. And thanks to Learned Your Lesson for the music. So that's about it for this relatively short show. Yet again here, my name is Rob, also known as Presar. Thanks for listening, everybody. We'll catch you all next week with episode 526.